Ladies and gentlemen, do you know why only 2% of people rise to greatness while the rest spend their lives watching from the sidelines? It's not luck. It's not fate. It's mindset, vision, and faith in action. Most people dream small, but the few, the 2%, dare to see what others cannot. They refuse to be victims of circumstance. They speak life into their dreams when everything around them says it's impossible. Success begins in the mind because every achievement, every dream fulfilled, and every mountain conquered first existed as a thought. The human mind is the birthplace of destiny, the engine that drives action, and the foundation upon which greatness is built. Before any external success appears, an internal victory must be won. It is not circumstances, resources, or background that limit a person. It is the boundaries of their own thoughts. Those who succeed do so because they understand that the mind is not a mirror of reality. It is a creator of reality. When a person believes deeply in what they can become, that belief shapes their actions, attitudes, and resilience. The 2% who rise above the rest think differently. They don't wait for proof to believe in their potential. They start by believing and let proof follow. Their minds are filled with possibility, vision, and faith. They understand that failure is not an ending, but a stepping stone, and that challenges are simply part of the journey toward mastery. Every time a negative thought tries to whisper, "You can't," they replace it with, "Watch me." The mind of a successful person is not free from doubt, but it refuses to surrender to it. They feed their mind with purpose and truth, knowing that what grows inside will eventually manifest outside. On the other hand, the 98% who never reach their potential often lose the battle in their thoughts long before life ever tests them. They convince themselves that they are not capable, not qualified, not enough. They let fear, comparison, and past failure dictate their future. The more they repeat these thoughts, the more they become reality. The mind, after all, is like soil. It grows whatever seed you plant. Plant doubt, and you'll reap limitation. Plant faith, and you'll harvest greatness. Those who succeed understand that success is not a moment of luck. It is a mindset cultivated daily. They train their mind like an athlete trains their body. They guard it against negativity, nurture it with positive input, and discipline it to focus on the goal rather than the problem. When others complain about what they lack, these people focus on what they can create. When others say it's impossible, they ask, "How can it be done?" Their inner dialogue determines their direction. Every action begins as a thought, and every transformation starts with a decision. The people who change their world first change their thinking. They visualize success, they speak it, they act on it until it becomes their reality. Even in moments of silence and struggle, their mind remains anchored in belief. They may fall, but they fall forward because their thoughts are aligned with progress. Success begins not with money, status, or opportunity, but with a renewed mind that dares to believe that anything is possible when faith, vision, and determination unite. Faith must turn into action because belief alone, without movement, is powerless. Many people say they have faith, but only a few truly live it. Real faith is not passive. It demands courage, decision, and motion even when the path ahead is uncertain. It is easy to speak words of belief when everything feels safe, but true faith reveals itself when nothing around you gives assurance. It begins when you take a step despite fear, when you act on what you believe before seeing the results. Those who succeed understand that faith without action is like a bird with broken wings. It cannot fly. The difference between the few who achieve greatness and the many who do not is that the few dare to move when others hesitate. They understand that waiting for everything to be perfect is another form of fear disguised as patience. They act in faith, trusting that each small step will lead them closer to the vision in their heart. When the 98% are waiting for signs, guarantees, or approval, the 2% are already building, learning, and growing. They may not see the full staircase, but they take the first step anyway, believing that clarity will come through motion. Action transforms invisible belief into visible results. Faith is not just saying, I believe. It is showing belief through choices and persistence. The person who dreams of success but never begins the work is no different from the one who never dreamed at all. Faith demands evidence through deeds. Every great story of victory begins with someone who decided to act when nothing made sense. They invested their time, energy, and heart into something uncertain, believing that their obedience and determination would open doors that cannot be seen. Their faith did not remove fear, but it gave them the strength to face it. When you act in faith, you send a signal to life itself that you are ready. The universe responds to movement. Opportunities, ideas, and breakthroughs often appear only after you begin. Many people pray, hope, and wait, but nothing changes because they never move. Faith without work stays trapped in the realm of wishes. But once you take action, faith gains momentum. It becomes alive, creative, and unstoppable. Every small act of courage multiplies belief, and every decision to move forward weakens doubt. The greatest transformations happen when faith and action unite. The mind believes, the heart trusts, and the hands move. The moment you take that first step, something shifts inside you. You begin to grow into the person you were meant to become. The unknown stops being frightening and starts being exciting. Each act of faith builds another layer of confidence until your actions create the success you once only imagined. Real faith does not sit and wait for miracles. It becomes the miracle through motion. Obstacles are opportunities because they are the hidden classrooms of life where strength, wisdom, and resilience are developed. Every successful person has faced moments of hardship, failure, and disappointment. But what separates them from the rest is their perspective. They do not see problems as punishments. They see them as preparation. Challenges are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to reveal what you are capable of. When life blocks your path, it is often directing you toward a better one. Every obstacle carries within it a lesson, a blessing, or a redirection that will serve your future if you choose to look beyond the surface of struggle. Most people view obstacles as reasons to stop. They encounter resistance and immediately assume it's a sign to give up. But the truth is that resistance is proof of progress. The greater the challenge, the greater the potential breakthrough that lies on the other side. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and faith is strengthened in fire. Without obstacles, there would be no growth, no innovation, no discovery of inner strength. The 98% run from difficulty because they seek comfort, but the 2% lean into it because they understand that growth never happens in safety. When faced with setbacks, your reaction determines your outcome. You can choose to complain, or you can choose to learn. You can let the obstacle define you, or you can let it refine you. Every delay, rejection, or failure carries the potential to develop patience, humility, creativity, and endurance. Sometimes the door that closes is saving you from something smaller so that you can enter something greater. Those who succeed are not those who have an easy path. They are those who keep walking even when the path disappears. Every obstacle tests your mindset. It challenges whether you truly believe in your purpose or only like the idea of it. People who grow stronger through adversity have learned to shift their thinking from "why is this happening to me?" to "what is this teaching me?" That shift changes everything. The moment you stop fighting your challenges and start using them, you turn them into power. Pain becomes motivation, rejection becomes direction, and failure becomes education. The most valuable lessons in life often come wrapped in discomfort. The greatest opportunities are rarely found in moments of ease, but in times of pressure. When you face obstacles, your creativity expands, your faith deepens, and your vision becomes clearer. Life uses difficulties to stretch your capacity and prepare you for the blessings you have been praying for. Without the challenge, you would not have the strength to handle the success. The truth is, every obstacle is an invitation to rise higher, to think deeper, and to act braver. It is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Words shape destiny because every word spoken carries the power to build or destroy, to create hope or to spread fear, to open doors or to close them. The words that flow from your mouth are not just sounds. They are seeds planted in the soil of your life. What you speak consistently begins to form the reality you live in. If you speak faith, strength, and purpose, your life starts to align with those words. If you speak doubt, defeat, and negativity, you invite those same forces to shape your path. Words are spiritual instruments that influence thoughts, emotions, and actions. What you repeatedly confess eventually becomes what you believe, and what you believe directs how you live. Many people underestimate the power of their own voice. They speak casually without realizing that every complaint, every fearful statement, and every word of limitation is reinforcing failure before it even arrives. When a person says, "I can't," their mind stops looking for solutions. When they say, "I'm not good enough," their heart stops trying. On the other hand, when a person declares, "I can," "I will," and "I am able," something inside them awakens. Their mind starts finding possibilities, and their spirit gains energy. Words are the steering wheel of life. Wherever your words go, your future follows. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck often lies in the language they use. The 98% speak according to what they see, but the 2% speak according to what they believe. The successful learn to use words as tools of creation rather than reaction. When facing problems, they speak solutions. When walking through darkness, they declare light. They understand that their words are declarations of faith that shape what happens next. A person who constantly says, "Everything always goes wrong for me," programs their mind to notice failure. But the one who says, "Even this challenge will work for my good," begins to see opportunities where others see endings. Words are not only expressions of thought, they are commands to the subconscious mind. The brain listens and adjusts behavior to match the dominant language it hears. This is why people who speak confidence develop it. And those who speak fear become paralyzed by it. The words you speak today are creating the atmosphere you will live in tomorrow. Speaking with faith and gratitude changes not only your inner world, but also the way others respond to you. It attracts favor, trust, and opportunity because people are drawn to confidence and positivity. When you discipline your tongue to speak only what aligns with your vision, you begin to take authority over your future. The moment you change your words, you change your direction. Speaking life into your dreams, declaring strength in your weakness, and affirming hope in your storms plants powerful seeds that eventually manifest in your destiny. Words carry life or death, and the one who learns to master them learns to shape their world. Perseverance defines greatness because true success is never the result of talent alone. It is the outcome of endurance, patience, and the refusal to give up when life becomes difficult. Many people start with passion, but only those who persevere through pain reach their potential. The road to greatness is filled with challenges, disappointments, and moments of silence when nothing seems to work. It is in those moments that character is tested and destiny is shaped. Perseverance is not about moving fast, it is about refusing to stop. It is about holding onto your purpose, even when progress feels invisible. Every great person who has left a mark on the world did so because they kept walking when others turned back. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is persistence. The ordinary quit when things get uncomfortable, but the extraordinary use struggle as fuel. Perseverance turns failure into wisdom, rejection into redirection, and hardship into strength. Each setback becomes a lesson that prepares the mind and heart for future victory. Life rewards consistency more than intensity. Anyone can work hard for a moment, but those who work hard for years, through every season, eventually rise. Perseverance is proof of belief. It shows that you truly trust the vision inside you enough to keep going, even when no one else understands it. Greatness is rarely built in moments of applause. It is forged in private battles, in lonely nights of work, in silent prayers when giving up would be easier. Perseverance keeps you grounded when success takes longer than expected. It teaches patience, humility, and faith. Every delay becomes a part of your training. Those who rush toward success often crumble because they were never prepared to handle it. But those who endure the process develops the strength to sustain what they achieve. Endurance creates depth, and depth creates greatness. People who persevere have learned that emotion is temporary, but commitment is eternal. They do not allow temporary pain to destroy permanent purpose. When storms come, they bend but do not break. When they fall, they rise. When doors close, they knock again. Perseverance is not about denying difficulty. It is about conquering it through persistence and faith. The more you endure, the more unshakable you become. Over time, the very things that once intimidated you become proof of your strength. Greatness is built on the foundation of never quitting. Every act of perseverance refines the soul and sharpens the vision. Those who keep moving forward, even one step at a time, eventually reach heights that others only dream about. The journey may be long and the road may be steep, but perseverance turns the impossible into reality. It transforms ordinary people into legends and dreamers into doors. The one who endures every challenge with faith and determination ultimately discovers that perseverance is not only the path to greatness, It is greatness itself. You are designed to stand out because you were never meant to blend into a world that celebrates sameness. Every individual carries a unique design, a specific purpose, and a set of gifts that no one else can replicate. From the moment you were created, you were equipped with something extraordinary, an inner spark that distinguishes you from the crowd. Yet most people spend their lives trying to fit into patterns that were never made for them. They silence their potential to gain approval, and in doing so, they bury the greatness that was meant to shine. The truth is that your difference is not a weakness, it is your greatest strength. You were created to be a light in places where others see darkness, a voice in spaces where others stay silent, and a solution in moments where others see problems. Standing out begins with recognizing that you have something valuable to offer the world. The 98% look around and conform, but the 2% look within and create. They understand that purpose cannot be found by imitation. It is discovered through authenticity. When you stop comparing yourself to others and start embracing your unique identity, you begin to walk in confidence and clarity. You stop asking for permission to exist, and you start living boldly in the truth of who you are. The people who make the greatest impact are not the ones who follow the crowd, but the ones who lead it by example. To stand out requires courage, because the world often criticizes what it cannot understand. The moment you choose to live differently, to think bigger, or to believe deeper, opposition will appear. But those who are designed to stand out are also built to withstand pressure. Diamonds are formed in darkness and under intense force. In the same way, your trials and challenges are shaping you into someone who can shine brighter than before. Every struggle that tests you is preparing you to influence others who are still afraid to rise. Your story becomes a testimony that inspires others to find their voice too. You were not created to live in the shadows of fear or doubt. The potential within you is not an accident. It is a divine assignment. Every gift, every idea, every dream inside you is a piece of a bigger picture. When you embrace your individuality, you give others permission to embrace theirs. You become a reflection of courage, faith, and originality. The world does not need another copy. It needs the real version of you. The purpose you carry is specific to you, and no one else can fulfill it the way you can. To stand out is to live with purpose and conviction, even when it feels uncomfortable. It is to walk in truth when others settle for convenience. It is to believe that your difference is destiny. You were not made to fit in because you were designed to lead, to inspire, and to transform the world around you with the light that only you possess.